Hey guys, welcome back to the Cult Classic Kid Show. And today we are talking about Marvel Spider-Man 2 because it is the highly anticipated PS5 first-party exclusive from Sony, and it's the only one to come out this year, sadly. But hey, man, it's looking like things are shaping up to be a damn fine, fun Spider-Man game nonetheless. At first, I was kind of like, I wasn't feeling it too much because the more they showed, like Mary Jane, Peter, Miles, Harry, they just looked very uninteresting and unappealing characters that I'm gonna force to be on the side of. So from that perspective, I wasn't feeling it. But the most recent showcase for from PlayStation, where they did show off more of the gameplay, more of the intricacies of the game, more of the world that we're gonna be in. From that perspective, I'm actually pretty excited for this game. So I have my pre-order in. I will be getting the game, a physical copy, because I love physical media, baby. And so I did pre-order, and I'm pretty excited, man, to see what's up. I'll probably be streaming it as well. The game is coming out in what, like 18, 17 days, I guess, depending on when I do actually upload this video. But there's some reports coming out from people who do have the game early as to how long this game actually is, and it's actually, started a little bit of controversy, I guess. But let's just jump into the details because, well, from Insider Gaming, player 100% completes Marvel Spider-Man 2 in just 30 hours. So apparently they even got the plat. They said copies of Marvel Spider-Man 2 are out in the wild, and there's already a player who has claimed to have 100% completed the game in just 30 hours. Twitter user Chris Gaming 95 posted the social media site that he platinumed the game with his post. He also included the below screenshot. And yes, they're saying 30 hours at Platinum Spider-Man 2. Insider Gaming did reach out to him for additional proof of the claim. He provided it to us confidentially and gave more context on the matter. He said that he considers himself a fast playthrough player. He also says that he didn't skip any cutscenes within the game. As far as past Spider-Man games, he says it took him 33 hours to complete the original Marvel's Spider-Man and 17 hours to complete Miles Morales. Spider-Man 2 launches exclusively on PS5 October 20th. So a lot of people are feeling like this isn't a long game, or perhaps that the amount of time it takes to platinum this game is not indicative of the $70 price tag. And just to continue on, we can get into apparently someone who claims to have beaten the main campaign. And this is Natalia, and they're speaking Spanish, and they said, Terminé Spider-Man 2 PS5 in 15.7 horas, basically saying she finished Marvel's Spider-Man 2 in just under 16 hours. She actually corrected herself in saying that it was 15.3 instead of 15.7 hours. So this is bringing about people saying that this isn't long enough to be indicative of the $70 price tag. Now, guys, nothing is indicative of the $70 price tag as far as I'm concerned, but we have to look at what is being presented to us, especially with Insomniac Games. They've given us quite a few games this generation thus far, and we can look at their past catalog. And when it comes to their games, we can look at Marvel's Spider-Man, and this is the complete edition. It took about 17 hours to complete the main story, give or take. This is the website How Long to Beat. So they clock in at just over 17 hours. And then for Miles Morales, which is a shorter game, it is 7.5 hours, so just over 7 hours. And then the more recent Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, which is a $70 game, mind you, it takes 11 hours to complete the main story. So that is a $7 game that is apparently, 4 hours shorter than Marvel's Spider-Man 2 on average. We're just give or take. For me, when I really enjoy a game, I'm like I'm very slow paced. Like, I like to go about playing games at my very, very slow pace because I am thoroughly enjoying it. I want to get into the little nitty gritty details. That's just how I am when it comes to playing games, especially if I like them. I will eventually beat them. I mean, shit. I am like 160 hours into Starfield, and I have still barely scratched the surface. I do intend to have an update video with my current playthrough where I'm at the time when I do record the video, so stay tuned for that. But this is nothing new from Insomniac Games. Their games, having Marvel Spider-Man 2 be at the 15-hour mark for at least the main campaign is about right. It's about right. I mean, look, I think that the $70 price tag is absolutely ridiculous for modern day games, but it can't be denied that Insomniac does bring a level of craftsmanship to their games that are fun, that make the games, good day one. Like Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart was a banger of a game day one. The game worked very, very well. It's absolutely gorgeous. The gameplay is genuinely fun. To me, it didn't matter that the game was 11 hours, just the fact that I felt thoroughly entertained the whole way through from start to finish, and I was willing to go out of my way to say, to hell with this, I want the platinum, and I 100%ed the game and got the platinum for that game. And the same thing with Marvel's Spider-Man. Now, Marvel's Spider-Man, I tried to play through that game a second time. I really personally didn't enjoy it as much as I did the first time, but I went through the game, and I beat it. I thoroughly enjoyed it that first playthrough. I even went and got the platinum for that game too. This is how their games are. They at least try to avoid purposefully adding filler to their games, and I really do appreciate that. To me, that is more important than games that choose to be like 50 plus hours long, and their stories and their gameplay is stretched so thin that everything just feels meaningless. To me, that is more disappointing than a game that's shorter, guys. Now, whether you think that the game is worth $70 or not is really up to you. I don't personally think that most games are worth $70, but I'm buying this game day one because, man, I want to actually use my PS5 for a first party game. That's really the main reason to buy PlayStation console, at least the past generation. And we were, told that, hey, first party PlayStation is going to be a big deal, even the PS5 generation, even though this year hasn't really been the case. Insomniac has been the one development team genuinely holding it down out here for PlayStation first party studios. They're the ones that keep pulling up and dropping heat. And I think Ratchet and Clank is a great game. I bought that game day one, and I'm not upset that I paid $70 for it. It's when the game is boring, broken, and just overall leaves no lasting effect other than disappointment is when the $70 price tag feels disgusting. So if the game is amazing and the game doesn't overstay its welcome, it's 15 hours, give or take. And I enjoy those 15 hours the whole way through. And I'm driven to get the platinum to complete the game. I mean, I wish that they would cut out whatever nonsense, that was in Marvel's Spider-Man as well as Miles Morales. Those games had a lot of filler garbage in them, like collecting backpacks, doing fetch quest nonsense. If they could tone that down and give us more meaningful content with Marvel Spider-Man 2 that actually is worth doing besides the whole swinging. Because I mean, look, let's face it, I think that the biggest drawing factor to a lot of people with these Spider-Man games is the swinging. I mean, that's what had me running through that city doing all the side nonsense, even if it was mostly garbage, admittedly so. Was just swinging around, having a good time, being in the zone as Spidey and enjoying that time. I think that they're going to have to find a way to make the content in the game feel more meaningful in Marvel Spider-Man 2, and I hope that they do, because I don't think that we can have a third game with the nonsensical side questing that was in the previous two games. There's only so much Spider-Man swinging can get you through when it comes to doing meaningless nonsense. So to me, right now, I'm not at all bothered by this time. As long as the game is genuinely fun the whole way through, and if the game has replay value. I mean, to me, some of my all-time favorite games that I return to are games that are relatively short in nature. Bayonetta 1, Bayonetta 2, Mafia 2, even the Mafia remake, I've returned to that. These are games that are short in nature, but really have meaningful content the whole way through and don't feel like are just padded nonsense. I think that we keep concentrating on the industry, and gamers keep concentrating on that time. And if a game is lengthy in time but is padded with meaningless nonsense, then is it really worth it, guys? I don't think so. So hopefully what is presented to us feels like meaningful content. Hopefully the game has replay value to it. I mean, I definitely intend to return to Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart and play through that game again, because that is a not really padded game that actually it feels fun. It looks gorgeous. It is an awesome game to run through with characters that I actually genuinely enjoy. So I'm hoping that Marvel's Spider-Man 2, with those about 4 to 5 additional hours in comparison to Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, still have the same amount of value with that time presented. But guys, let me know about what you think about this. Do you think that 15 hours to complete the game, 30 hours, 15 hours to beat the main campaign, and 30 hours to fully complete, get the platinum for, do you think that's too short for a game that is $70? I think it's an interesting conversation to be had. There's definitely people that have differing opinions on this. But yeah, guys, if you can, hit the bell notification. I assume if you made it this far that you actually want to be notified of when my videos go out. And obviously, you know, since I do make this content, I would love for you guys to make sure you get the content. So if you can hit the notification bell just to make sure that you do get that notification, I really appreciate that. If you want to be a part of Discord, consider becoming a channel member. If you can, guys, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me over on Twitter or Kick if you'd like to continue the conversation. And guys, we'll help you and send them out. Peace.